Hi, I'm Malika Paul, and welcome to How to Master Your Money. I am so happy to talk about this today. But I want to start off by reading one of my favorite quotes to you. It's by Oprah. All of us need a vision for our lives. And even as we work to achieve the vision, we must surrender it to the power that is greater than we know. One of the things I always say is that we have more power than we know, and we have more help than we use. So, how to master your money? If you are frustrated because you're not making money doing what you love, it's probably because, from my experience, it's probably because you don't have clear and specific goals. And I know that you have heard this before. So just think of this as a reminder, as a reinforcement. But I just want to share with you my 3-step system that has gotten me results and that I use consistently. But first, I want to tell you a story. So, actually, when I came back from Paris in 2010, and I needed to find an apartment. So I knew exactly where I wanted to live. I wanted to live in Beverly Hills. And I knew the area. I went to the street. I went exactly to the building that I wanted to live in, and I found the manager. Actually, he was the owner of the building. And I told him, I said, I need this apartment in 3 weeks. And he said, okay. Um, I really, really wanted this apartment because it was conveniently located. I mean, it's 1 block from Beverly Drive, which everything is there. It's 2 blocks from Rodale Drive. I mean, I literally could walk and do any and everything that I can do. The grocery store, the farmer's market, the coffee shop, the restaurant. There's even a martini bar down the street for like partying, you know what I mean? So I really wanted to be comfortable. I knew I was entering another phase, the next phase into my life, and I wanted to be safe and secure and comfortable. I wanted a certain kind of lifestyle. So I said, this is what I want. And mind you, I had very little money because I had just came back from Paris. I did not have a car, and I did not have a job. I know what you're thinking, but it's what I wanted. So he said, okay, when do you want to sign a lease and make a deposit? Again, I had very little money. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to dinner with my friends and let's do it tomorrow. He said, look, if you want this apartment, we need to sit down and sign a lease right now, and you need to give me at least like a $500 deposit. And I said, you know what? Okay. And I did it, and I moved into this apartment. It has big bay windows. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And the reason I'm telling you this story is because the first step in my 3-step system is decide what you want with absolute certainty, no matter your current life circumstance. I'm telling you, it is the driving force for all things. Decide what you want with absolute certainty. Be very clear and specific. If you want to make $1 million within the next 12 months, commit to that. Commit to that. Say, I want to make $1 million within the next 12 months. Like, how does that make you feel? Like, I feel real good, like that's amazing. But you have to make that decision with absolute certainty. That is the driving force for all things. The power of setting goals, it allows you to step into your future and create the life that you want. When I discovered that, like my whole life changed. My entire life changed. Okay. So the second thing is, so you want $1 million in the next 12 months. How are you going to use that money? You need to be, again, specific and clear on how are you going to use that money. I'll just give you an example. So I told you I was in Paris. I stayed in Paris for almost 5 months. I wasn't sure if I was coming back to the United States because I had just closed my shop and I was, a little depressed. Like, what am I going to do in my life? Blah, blah, blah. So after I regained my consciousness, well, actually before I regained my consciousness, when I decided to go to Paris, I had a certain amount of money saved. And I said, okay, this is the amount of money I'm going to spend while I'm in Paris. So I went online, I went on Craigslist and looked up Paris sublet apartments. Mind you, of course, I didn't know this. Until I arrived. But in order to get an apartment in Paris, you need a bank account. In order to get a bank account there, you need to have a gas bill. But then, how do you get the apartment? How do you get the gas bill without the apartment? It didn't make sense to me. It was crazy. Needless to say, I did not. It was a good thing that I didn't know that because I did not let that affect my decision. So I went online, did research about the apartment. I wrote down, okay, I need housing, I need transportation, I need food and entertainment, I need vintage shopping, I needed, seriously, I wrote down Bordeaux, bottles of Bordeaux, dark chocolate, museum entry fees, farmers market. I wanted to buy flowers, everything that I needed and wanted to make me feel good living in Paris comfortably. I wrote it down and I put a number next to it based on the research that I have done and based on the previous times I had visited there. And I had 10 days to make it happen. And it happened. I went to Paris. To be honest with you, I did not have the sublet when I arrived. Because a friend let me stay with them when I first arrived, but that completely, that's another story. But let's just say I did not have the apartment when I first arrived, but after 7 days, I found that sublet for the exact amount I wrote down on the paper. I'm telling you, the power of clarity. Money needs clarity. And if you can get specific, clear and specific, half the work is done for you. Okay, so the first step is to decide what you want. Be very clear with absolute certainty. The second thing is to know how you're going to use it. Write down specific. Are you gonna, okay, you want $1 million, okay, in the next 12 months. How are you gonna use it? You wanna, invest 30% of that in stocks and bonds. You want to invest 30% of that in your business. You want a new Mac computer. You want, to pay up your AWeber for the next 5 years. I don't know. You want, maybe you want to bring in 1,000 coaching clients. So you want to have maybe a customer service software in place. So you want to account for all those things, your internet, your cell phone, everything you need to run your business. You want to go to the World Domination Summit because you want to be around people making money, changing the world, right? So factor in all that cost, your living costs, your travel costs, your business costs, your investments, your savings. I actually have it built in fundraising. Like I actually support the Africa Yoga Project, and I have built in my budget to allocate a certain amount to the mentorship program. So, like, you have to be, and then my mom, my mother, she doesn't work at a job. She's almost, it's almost time for her to retire, and she doesn't work at a job where they match her 401k. So guess what? Her kids need to take care of her for the next 20, 30 years. And we have to, I create a plan with the number of how much we need to put away each month to support my mom. This is important to me. So again, know how you're going to use your money. Write it down and look at it every single day. And the third step is create a plan. Design your master plan. Okay, so your vision, your goal, your money goal is $1 million in the next 12 months. How are you going to get it? Make a plan. So example, I have an example for you. Maybe your sales price is $397. You have a business training program, okay? So what do you need? You need 2,519 people in order to pay you $397 in order to get your $1 million goal. Divide that by 12, you need 210 people per month to reach your goal. Divide that by 30, you need 7 people a day to sign up for your program to meet your goal. 7 people. I mean, leveraging the internet and maximizing your ability, you can get 7 people to sign up for your program, right? I know, it's so great. So to wrap it up, the 3-step system that I use and I know other people use because I've worked with business coaches and other life coaches and they are successful at this. Decide what your money goal is. Be very specific with absolute certainty. Number 2 is know how you're going to use that money to the penny. I'm serious. Like, write it down and look at it every single day. The third step is to design your master plan. You want $1 million? How many people do you need to bring? How many people that you need to bring in to sign up? Not how many people you need to have on your email list or how many people you're going to have on your webinar and then 10% of people going to buy. No. Look at the end result, the end goal. The end goal is $1 million, so you need 2,519 people in the next 12 months to give you $397, okay? I mean, because if you can say, okay, I want 500 people or 1 person to show up at my webinar. Oh, that's not a good example. You could say, no, that is a good example. You can have a webinar and 1 person show up, but that 1 person could tell 2,518 people is my point, okay? So I mean, my background is in accounting and finance, so I look at the end goal. I look at the end result. Like, look at your end result and focus on that alone. Don't think about all this other intellectual, things that we have picked up in university, things we have picked up from other people. I know because I've done it, and I had to let it all go. I'm serious. I had to let it all go. I'll tell you another story and then I'm done. My first experience with knowing what I wanted. I mean, I believe that we all have had those moments of certainty and we just didn't realize we were creating what we wanted. But when it was clear to me that I had the power to create my life was when I first moved to Los Angeles. I was 28 years old and I wanted to, do acting and modeling commercials and all that. So I was doing extra work, You come here, people say, oh, you need to do extra work. Oh, you need to do this, this, this. So I did that. And I actually met someone, a girl, she was like, oh my God, you need to, go to this acting class. It will change your life. So it was Saturday morning, 10 o'clock in the morning. I went, it was amazing. Talk about being alive. Everyone is just on 10 and they're just like, engaged and excited and enthusiastic, and it was amazing. And of course the teacher was outstanding. So I quickly got to go to their master class on Thursday, and I had a conversation with the teacher. And she said, okay, what do you want? And I said, yeah, I want to be like an Angelina Jolie and Tomb Raider. I want to like, when I was 7, I wanted to like be a, look for treasure. And I do, when I travel the world, I'm looking for treasure, but in a different kind, So I told her, I was like, I want to be an A-list, actress, and I want to be like Angelina Jolie. And she said, so what are you doing now? I'm like, well, I'm doing extra work. I'm on a set. And she was like, excuse me. She's like, no, we don't do that. Just like that. She said, her name was Bobby Chance. I'll tell you exactly who she is. She said, we don't do that. She said, if you want to be a seasoned actress working, A-list movies, we don't do extra work. And if I find out that you are in somebody's set doing extra work, I'm going to put you out of my class. And I was like, okay. So a few weeks later, I booked a national commercial. It was a Bally's commercial that aired for 2 years all over the United States. And then they re-upped it for another 2 years. So my point in saying that is that when you let go of the extra details and the extra things and the doings that don't support or empower your ultimate end goal, let it go. And that means people, that means jobs, and then I have another story about that in my next post. Because when you are certain and focused, I'm telling you, shit just happens, okay? It just happens. And things, like, you don't even have to quit. Like, it will remove itself. And that is for real. So, to wrap up, how to master your money. Decide your money goal with absolute certainty. Be very specific and clear. Number 2, know how you're going to use that money. Knowledge is power. Be very specific. And 3, design your master plan. And make sure you look at it every single day. I am so happy you joined me, and I want you to join me on my blog at malaikapaul.com for any questions or anything else you want to talk about. So this is it for how to master your money. Or if you can leave a question in actually in the comments below this video. So thank you for watching, and have a blessed day.